Welcome into the show. Let's get it. You're watching Philadelphia Eagles now. Chase Sr. here with you, and we have another loaded show coming your way on this Tuesday, July 8th. First of all, a major Jihad Campbell update going into Eagles training camp, which gets underway here on July 22nd. The Eagles' first-round pick with the video over the weekend. Looking pretty good in that recovery coming off that offseason shoulder surgery. And then also what I want to talk about is how Nick Sirianni got disrespected by Pro Football Focus in their head coaching rankings going into the 2025 season. And let's start off with the related poll question there. I want you to fill in the blank. Nick Sirianni is a top blank coach in the National Football League. For me, he's number 3 behind Andy Reid and Sean McVay. You share your thoughts with me and embrace debate down in the comments section. And let's begin with topic number 1, an encouraging Jihad Campbell update from over the weekend. He was doing an off-season workout, and SRT Prep Academy put out this video that we're about to show you, showing Jihad Campbell doing some rip moves with both of his arms, which goes to show you that I think the shoulder injury is coming along pretty nicely. You see some high steps. He's doing some lateral mobility drills. You also see some of the length on display. Just the great athlete that Jihad Campbell is. He also has some bend to his game, and that's why Alabama utilized him a lot as a pass rusher. When he was at IMG Academy in high school, he was recruited to Alabama first as an edge rusher. Alabama had some injuries at that linebacker spot, so they put him at off-ball linebacker, never looked back. And last year, he was the top defender on that Alabama defense. Love to see Jihad Campbell rocking the Eagles shorts, but you saw some of the rip moves. He wouldn't be doing that if the shoulder wasn't in a good spot. And remember during spring practices, OTAs, mandatory minicamp, Vic Fangio had said, we're not sure when he's going to be on the practice field. It could be a little while. This is a good step in the direction of Campbell hopefully being ready, maybe not at the start of training camp, but at some point during training camp and or during the preseason so that he could potentially start alongside Zach Bond week 1 against the Dallas Cowboys, because Nakobe Dean is not going to be back. The patellar tendon injury, it's a very severe injury. Campbell has the talent. He has the upside. To me, it screamed a Vic Fangio selection. We saw how excited he was, dapping up Howie Roseman. And if he can get on the field and be healthy with that shoulder, an important body part when you're playing that linebacker position, he can compete with Jeremiah Trotter Jr. to start week 1 against Dallas. So with that video there, you see the length. He has very long arms. You see the athleticism, the quick feet, a lot of mobility to his game, but the rip moves with both of those arms showing that the shoulder is in a good spot. And speaking of Jihad Campbell's injury history, he had a labrum surgery this offseason, didn't partake in team drills, OTAs, or minicamp during the spring. He did do some light off-ball linebacker drills, but the movement wasn't anything where you're like, okay, that's really significant. And I thought this in the post-draft process was pretty interesting from NFL insider Albert Breer when he had reported that Campbell fell partially to 31 after the Eagles had to trade up one spot with Kansas City due to shoulder and knee concerns. Talking multiple, not just a single injury there. Here's what Albert Breer said on Sports Illustrated. I'd say general manager Howie Roseman's first-round pick this year, Alabama linebacker Jihad Campbell, is a little like 2 years ago at Jalen Carter. In both cases, there was a reason why the guy was available. With Carter, it was a checkered off-field history that Philly felt well qualified to manage. With Campbell, it's his shoulders and knees. Yes, plural on both counts. And again, this is one where the Eagles are more equipped to take on the risk as compared to other teams because they don't need the pick to hit. Obviously, if the pick hits, that goes a long way in helping to improve this Eagles roster. Campbell as a player is a player who I really, really like. 6'2", 235 while at Alabama, 21 years old. At that size, ran a 4.52 40-yard dash. I mean, he plays like a bat out of hell, shot out of a cannon with reckless abandon, and he can really run. 35 games played with 21 starts in college. He's big. He can cover ground. He can move well, as we saw with that clip. He can be used in a couple of ways as a pass rusher. And as an off-ball linebacker, although those instincts do need to develop a little bit, of note as well, Vic Fangio also said that we're going to start him off as an off-ball guy, more to learn and a more difficult position to master. And while I think the Eagles took Campbell, multitude of reasons. Incredible value at 31. They had him as a top 10 player on their board. A lot of teams across the NFL had him as the best off-ball linebacker in this draft class. Philadelphia was shocked that he had fallen so far. The Eagles think that he can be an elite player. I think Philadelphia really likes his positional versatility. Blazing sideline to sideline speed is great for today's modern era of NFL football with all of the speed on the offensive side of the rock. Heat-seeking missile, very aggressive, plays with a lot of swagger. That clip of him knocking the helmet off of Jackson Dart, who the Giants drafted, an infamous clip from his college tape. And I think that he can be another chess piece for Vic Fangio. Fangio can utilize him like Zach Bond, off-ball guy who can also get after the quarterback, and that's where that edge background comes in. You, of course, have to factor in, too, that Nakobe Dean's future is uncertain. That patellar tendon injury is a very hard one to come back from. And the Eagles, I think, envision a future in which Campbell can be used as that blitzer, but also as that guy who can have an impact on the opposition's pass game. We'll see what happens with that shoulder. We'll see if he could miss some time, but this update again from over the weekend, very encouraging. Now, if Nakobe Dean were 100% healthy, given how he played alongside Zach Bond last year, one of the top linebacker duos in the game, I don't think there would be any question that this would be your starting duo in week one. But because Dean is banged up, we're really not sure who's going to be the running mate of Zach Bond. Plus, Dean is entering the final year of his rookie deal, which I also think factored in to Philadelphia drafting him as a potential Nakobe Dean replacement. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, by the way, for the best, most elite, most consistent daily coverage of the Philadelphia Eagles right here on YouTube. There's a reason why we have north of 122,000 subscribers. Join the movement and subscribe today. Our sponsor for today's show, our friends at Chubby's. Summer is here. The weather is very warm. And so take advantage of all of the great products that Chubby's has to offer. I'm wearing some of their shorts right now. You've also seen me wear one of their NFL collection polos. This is great to wear at the beach, by the pool. I've got so many compliments when I've been wearing this. You will as well. And Chubby's is really known for their comfortable, casual, built-for-life gear. With their Chubby's Original Stretch Shorts, they can live on your legs. Available in long, short, waist short. They come with a relaxed fit, elastic waistband, no-fuss design. And I like the different selections that you can have because sometimes I like to wear 5-inch shorts. Sometimes I like to wear 7-inch shorts. When I was growing up, I used to wear the big baggy shorts below my knees. All types of different looks available for you. And the Chubby's Performance Polos are also incredible. And I really like their classic lined swim trunks. Whether you're suiting up for cannonballs, cookouts, casual Fridays, Chubby's has you covered. And for a limited time, Chubby's is giving our listeners, our viewers, our real ones, 20% off your order when you use the code CHAT at chubbyshorts.com/chat. That's code CHAT. Support our show. Let them know that Eagles Now, Chase Senior, and Chat Sports sent you. Summer is here. Dress like it in Chubby's. Look good, feel good, be comfortable, and just attract all of the attention when you're outside, whether you're hitting the golf course, you're hitting the pool, beach, lake, perfect summertime gear. All right, let's round out with this. I think that with Pro Football Focus's head coaching rankings going into 2025, Nick Sirianni completely disrespected. That article is up on PFF.com, and they rank the top 10 returning NFL head coaches. And look, I have no problems with Andy Reid being number one. Over the last 6 years, the Chiefs have been in the Super Bowl 5 times, winning an AFC crown 5 times, and they were just going for 3 Super Bowl victories in a row. And so Andy Reid undisputedly is the number one head coach in the NFL. But what year is it? We already have Sean Payton number 2. He took a year off. He choked in a lot of big games when he was with the New Orleans Saints. And I think that a majority of his Saints tenure was a little bit of a disappointment. I think he's a top 10 head coach in the NFL. I don't think he's number 2. I think Sean McVay should be number 2. I think Nick Sirianni should be number 3. But PFF has John Harbaugh number 4. Mike Tomlin has not won a playoff game since 2016. He's number 5. Jim Harbaugh, I love him. He's not ahead of Nick Sirianni with this NFL resume. Kyle Shanahan, maybe he's ahead of Sirianni just because of him being an offensive genius, but Sirianni, 1 Super Bowl championship. Kyle Shanahan, none. He's 0-2 in the big game. Dan Campbell at 9, Kevin Stefanski at number 10. I have no issues there with Campbell at 9. Stefanski at 10, I think is a little bit of a reach. I would probably put Kevin O'Connell in this list because I'm very high on him as an offensive mind. But Nick Sirianni, number 8, like John Harbaugh last won a Super Bowl all the way back in 2012. His teams have come up short. All Sirianni and his teams have done is produce. And a lot of people will say, well, Sirianni doesn't call plays. Look at the coaches on this list. John Harbaugh doesn't call plays. Mike Tomlin doesn't call plays. Jim Harbaugh doesn't call plays. Dan Campbell doesn't call plays. Nick Sirianni doesn't call plays. 5 of the 10 coaches on this list do not call plays. Here is what PFF's reasoning was. Sirianni is often the target of criticism when the Eagles lose, but credit needs to be given when it's due. He's an outstanding 48-20 in the regular season as Philadelphia's head coach and has made the playoffs in each of his first 4 years. The Eagles emphatically proved that they are the best team in the NFL last year. They were the NFL's highest graded team and lost just 1 game after week 4. By the way, Jalen Hurts got hurt in that game. Philadelphia's commitment to the run game in 2024 was its biggest adjustment from a confounding 2023. The offense ranked just 13th in run play percentage in 2023, but led the NFL with the 51.2% clip last year. The Eagles were the only team to run the ball more than they threw it. Of course, it helps to have Saquon Barkley, who racked up more than 2,500 yards last year, including the postseason. Sirianni and the Eagles committed to an old-school style of football, and it paid off with the championship. Sirianni deserves credit for changing the Eagles' style. And every year that he's been the head coach, the offenses look different. That's what great coaches do. Cater your scheme to your personnel and become the identity of what your team is. 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. All those Eagles teams were different, in particular on the offensive side of the ball. Sirianni plays a role in that. But for him to be so low on this list, he has the highest winning percentage among active coaches. What matters for coaches? Winning games. He has 2 Super Bowl appearances in 3 years. He's a Super Bowl champ. He has 2 14-win seasons in 3 years. He is 48-20 and has won 70% of his games. He's 2-0 in NFC championship games. He has been great with player development. Players under his watch have had career years. Sirianni has been a great culture builder as well, and building a culture matters. It's one of the most important skill sets that a coach can have, in my opinion. I do believe that recency bias and recent results should factor into these head coaching rankings, which is why Sirianni should be higher, and those other coaches who haven't done jack in so long should be lower. So I pop up that poll question again. Nick Sirianni, a top blank coach in the NFL. Answer that for me. I dare you, and we'll see you soon.